December 11th, 2025, meeting of the Carroll County TSA to order. I'd like to ask Mr. Bryant to lead the communication and pledge.
Let's pray. Heavenly Father, we thank you for this opportunity to be here this evening. We just ask that you just help us to make the right decisions for the citizens, and we thank you for everything that you do. In Jesus' name, amen.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good afternoon. Looks like the first thing on our agenda this afternoon is citizen sign. We have speakers signed up. Mr. Webb?
Yes, sir.
If you'd like to come up, we'll allow you 5 minutes to
Yes, sir. Just wanted to check in with you guys and see if there was any positive information for 1590 Freeze Road, my mother's residence, for county water.
1590 Freeze Road.
Yes, sir.
Say anything about that, Grayson?
You came last month, or
Okay.
and spoke about it, and we looked at it. Mike had a question about where Grayson County. Dana said that we're good with all that.
Okay.
We can do it in-house. We probably got the stuff on to do it. Y'all decide to do it. About 580 foot, 620.
Kind of money we looking at to do that?
We've got a lot of the materials, but they bought at some point.
Yeah. I think what we would have to do is get a price, and Mr. Webb, we could probably get you a price
Yes, sir.
on what it would cost in order to extend that line.
Okay.
If we do it in-house, I don't normally charge for the materials. If we have to contract it out or somebody to do it, then we would have to do that, but we should be able to get you a price. As Mr. Moore said, we've talked to Grayson County, and they didn't seem to be an issue with us.
Right.
You know, you don't want to extend lines in another county without actually asking them.
Sure. Exactly.
So we should be able to get with you and figure out what the cost would be.
Okay, that'd be great. And I know that our neighbor up the road who would be coming from their house, I think theirs is the last house on the line now. Will you be coming down to the end of the driveway and put a meter there and then to the house, or would we be responsible for the line from the house to the meter, or?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's the way
Yep.
we've always done it.
Yeah.
You just go to the meter and then you have to go to the meter.
I see.
And what we would do is we'd have to put it at the road because we have the right of way at the road.
Right.
So you'd have to run it that distance up the driveway and on up.
Okay, I figured we would.
And the meter connection fee is $1,500 just for the meter itself.
1,500? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. And then, of course, the work to bury the line and everything else from the meter up to the
That's
new
your
hookup.
cost. Yeah. And that's your line to maintain.
Okay.
Sounds like we do have some positive news, so.
Yeah, sounds
reach out
great.
With you and get you a price on it.
Sounds great. Thank you so much.
Daniel, will you make
Be nice to have clean water.
have a Merry Christmas?
You too. Y'all too. Thank you.
I
Thank
can
you.
mail you a user agreement.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, well, that'd be great. Do you need an email address or anything, make it quicker?
Yeah, if you would like, and then you can.
Yeah.
All right, looks like the next thing on our agenda tonight is the consent agenda. I'd open the floor for motion to approve A, B, and C together or separately.
I make a motion, we approve A, B, and C together.
I'll second it.
We have a motion and a second. I'd like to start the voting. Mr. Jessup,
Yes.
Mr. Slate,
Yes.
Mr. Bryant,
Yes.
Mr. Dixon, who's not here yet, Mr. Collins.
Yes.
And I vote yes. Looks like we got that approved.
125.
All right, next thing on our agenda tonight is project update. I'm going to move that over to Mr. Watson. Would you take that over, please?
Okay. First item we have here is Exit 1 Regional Wastewater Project. That is the project that would be connecting with Mount Airy in order to run sewer from Exit 1 to connect with the North Carolina Welcome Center and then run to Mount Airy, and they would process it. We would pay a fee. They would own the lines. The cost has increased. We received some funding a couple of years ago, 2 or 3 years, well, probably closer to 4 years ago, probably, to, at a no-interest loan. And after speaking with the funding agency, they would consider loaning the PSA the funds in order to do the project. The project was approximately $6.5 million, which was originally about 2.8, but we had one of the three partners go out. So on November the 21st, I sent an email. I was asked about a breakdown of what the potential revenues would be for that area. You should have received that. It breaks down if you were to have a truck stop, a hotel, and a possible fast food restaurant of some type, what your annual revenues will look broken down with the occupancy tax and the revenue and sales tax. These would be revenues. A lot of the revenues would be received by the county, not by the PSA. However, in order to run this line, in order to connect to this, it would require support from the county. On the last page of that report, kind of breakdown with these best guess numbers is if you were to receive, if you had a truck stop, a fast food, and a hotel, once the project was done, you're projected about $159,000 worth of additional revenue, but that's after completion. That does not take into effect the time that takes to, once you put the project in, once you start making your payments, then it would come into if a truck stop came, if a hotel came, if a fast food came. There's no guarantee of those at all, okay? Otherwise, you're looking at there would need to be a subsidy for approximately $100,000 a year from county in order to do the extension. Or you'd have to raise rates high enough in order to cover those costs. So the question is, well, one of the things we're waiting on is waiting for our audit to be finished. Once the audit's finished, we'll send it to the funding agency. They will put together a packet to see what it would cost for us to move forward, what kind of support we need, whether we would be allowed to fund it through ourselves without increased revenues from the county, or if what kind of rate we would have to look at in order to be able to support this project, and tell us what we need to do. Until our audit's done, we're kind of at a holding period. I guess what I wanted to do is bring this out so to see if this is something we wanted to continue to move forward with, as far as possibly borrowing up to $6.5 million to do this project. Okay. Currently, right now, we have spent what I would consider a considerable amount of money the last 3 or 4 years on the Exit 1 sewer plant. It's running pretty good. We still have times in which it is not. Okay, we can go sometimes a month and be right in compliance, and then we'll do a sample and we'll be out of compliance. So we still have compliance issues. We're still having some long-term issues as well. As far as, you know, it's not smelling as bad as it was. We're doing a lot better job. Before, every test we had was way above the limit. So
just a real quick question, Mike, on the wastewater project. We just go back to that just a second. Have we got any real strong candidates or anything? Have we heard anything for Exit 1? Have we heard any candidates possibly talking about that area?
we had one that came to the approached me that was looking at purchasing some property. It's been, I want to say, 3 months, 4 months or something like that, that was looking at doing a truck stop and those type of things. Okay. And I've had another one that came to me, that would have been on the other side of the interstate on a piece of property. Now, I did see there's one that was located on, it was on the other side of the road from the existing truck stop. And I think it might have been on the other side of the interstate, or it might have been on this side of the interstate. That was considering putting a small convenience store. But other than that, I mean, the problem is right now, we're processing between around 14,000 gallons per day. It's a 20,000 gallon plant. And a regular convenience store, you might be able to allow in because they're just going to use the bathroom. But a truck stop, hotel, anything like that, you can't move forward with. We
No
have
other-
to tell them no, unless they could process their own sewer. They had to put their own package plant in.
No motels or anything like that?
Nothing like that could be.
Thank you.
But at this time, we can continue to wait to prepare audit, and then, but I just want you to be aware of where we're at on this project, and if this is something that we need to consider if fairly soon, if we're going to move forward with it or not.
Okay. So you don't need an answer tonight, so nothing we voted on.
No. Hang on just a second.
I would like to make a comment on that, if that's all right, Mr. Chairman.
Yes, sir.
I mean, to me, there's no way we could borrow that kind of money just for that. It's just not feasible. But I think if we don't get some funding from the state, I do think it's past time that we brought Loves in here. We requested a few times and had a meeting with them to see if we can pass some of this on to them, because it's their issue. That's all I have.
Could we maybe get for our next meeting in January, maybe get somebody from Love to come and speak with us?
I'm sure we can reach out to them, whether or not we're able to, if they're willing. Just to give you an idea, they're paying, and I would want to verify this number, probably about $125,000 a year on water fees.
Okay.
So these estimates that you have on the back or on the second page says monthly water and sewer charges. 9,000 annually, that's a restaurant. 125,000 is approximately what a truck stop gets. So right now we're putting, you're doing $135,000, $140,000 worth of sewer sales there.
Okay.
So we are passing a lot of the cost over onto them as far as the operating cost.
Well, could you come up with a number of what we're spending and what we're bringing in?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I can bring that to you.
How does the contract read when deal was done with them, Mike, as to who's responsible for that plant? And
I'm not aware of anything that between us and Lowe's that requires them to do anything. Do you know of any?
I never saw them.
Okay. That's a good question.
One of the way that we structured our rate is based on that. If another truck stop was to come in anywhere else in the county, they pay the same rate. So because of the high water usage they are, say you had an existing one that expanded and they put in showers and all the other stuff that goes along with it, it's broke down so that the more you buy, the more expensive it is. So there really needs to be, if you want to see another one within the county at another area, and I'm not speaking out of, so if you had another one in another area and they were doing the same type of business, they'd have to pay the same rate. That's correct, right?
If they go over that
They go over that threshold.
mark. Yeah.
so how common is it for a business to put their own package plant in?
It's usually something you do at the beginning.
It has to be written into the
Yeah.
agreement.
So they might not, they could locate there without and put their entire package plan is. What you get into in some of them is if they have sewer, like we have a plant, sometimes they do pre-treatment. So they would come in, they would put their screen, they do the things, they control their flows. You do it before when they first came in. So you wouldn't have the high moments, you wouldn't have the sock shirts, the stuff that goes through there with the screens. But one of the problems is you're operating a package plant just for that location. So if you go through these numbers here and, it accounts for what, if you look at just the truck stop and restaurant side of it, those are the, revenues that you would most likely see from that business. Now, you can't control, you can't individually pick sales tax, but you can estimate, we could estimate, I think we estimated some of the lodging tax off of other properties. So the numbers are fairly close. But if another person was to come in, you'd want them to try to pre-treatment. Or if they were located in an area that you have different flows. So, if you had one at exit 14, well, you have a lot more flows there, so you're diluting everything that goes in. It's given time to get there. You don't have those issues where you would have another place.
So the bottom line is we're going to have to fix it regardless.
You need to do some major upgrades to the plant, and, there's really no way to expand it. But in the location you are, I don't know if you could expand it enough in order to, if you want growth at exit 1, you're going to fix it.
Tracy, you got thoughts on it?
Yeah, I don't know if they'll let any more go in that creek right there. We'd have to probably build another plant somewhere.
And to speak on what Mike spoke about, and you cannot help the problems of it as far as the operations of it, because it's like Thanksgiving time. Nobody told them, the people. I did have one question, and you talked about that, because 14 goes into our system. Is the rate the same? Like Carroll?
It is if they meet that,
But they don't meet that threshold of us?
200,000 gallons a month, I think, is the threshold as we put on it, so that if they, and don't quote me on the numbers, I could pull it up there, but they pay like 36, maybe 40 something a thousand after 200,000 gallons.
And one thing back
we structured it
when
for that.
Dalton was here as the county administrator, we went through some of this stuff with flood and just give the all that. I think that's the only one that is in the United States that loves them that somebody else operates. Like the one that they have in Fort Chisholm, Reds Ford, they have their own packaging facility in there.
So I think we probably need to speak with the county attorney and see what legally we can ask them to do, since they're already established.
That and the contract would be where I would start.
Yeah, if he could review the contract would be, I'd like to see it myself.
I don't think that, I think what was happening is the package plant was put in when the expansions on all the intersections were, and there was no agreement with them in order to put in any type of pre-treatment. Most of the time, it's a pre-treatment, not a full package plant. If you go in a rural area where they don't have it, like, give you an example, VDOT's place there in North Carolina's, both their welcome centers operate a plant. They have a plant similar to what we have. There's design different. VDOT's works well. NCDOT doesn't. It's an absolute, and it's one of just a couple in the whole state that have their own package plant. They want out of the business.
Does anybody at exit 14 have their own package plant?
Do what?
Does anybody at 14 have their own package plant?
No.
It all runs into one big.
So nobody in the county has their own.
Not that I'm aware of.
Yeah, I think we need to talk to the attorney and look at the contract and see. May not be anything we can do legally.
There's Groundhog Mountain in Carroll County or Patrick County.
Groundhog Mountain, I believe, is in Carroll.
Now, when you talk about package plants, a small community might have one, but I don't know. That one might. Some of them have their own water systems.
It has its own water system, own package plant. But I run the package.
Land, but of course it's not in Carroll.
I run the package plant there. I know they got one there.
What is the one out at the Red Roof, Trace?
Goes into our system, okay, like
Because I know they used to have a lot of problems out of that one.
both the
Just a pump station.
All 14 goes to Galax. No.
8 comes up the mountain, goes to Hillsville, exit 8.
All that comes to that pump station there at 14, right, when you get off of exit. Well, that goes to Hillsville.
Hillsville now.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Hillsville now, and then from Cochran Property.
And they've had Hillsville's had a little bit of processing problems with that. I think they had maybe a copper issue or something. Was hoping some of the additional flows would help, but the more you can dilute it down before it gets to your plant, the better off you usually are. But we've addressed it in the past by raising rates.
If Groundhog Mountains and Carroll, I can't remember which it's in, they got a lagoon and a package plant.
Yeah, I think one of the changes we made at the plant was it doesn't have the adjustment of the flows. So now it goes into, I'm gonna call it a basin inside the plant. It's an equalization basin, and it rises, and it's supposed to go up and down with flows. So all the flows don't immediately go through, but the problem is, like you said, on Thanksgiving, when you have all these, instead of doing 14, you're doing it at a higher time. So you get more flows at one time, then it gets to the top, it runs over the top into the next one, and then it takes you a week to get it back right. And then, of course, you fail.
That was a really good change.
It was. It was one, that and the UV lights is pretty much what was able to get us to a very good point.
Works good, you just can't help it.
Yeah.
Right. There's nothing to do other than having some hope that
So would it be safe to say there's probably not an agreement of any kind with Love's?
None that I'm aware of.
I mean, they bought the land off an individual and signed on to the water and sewer with the county, and so that really they're paying for water and sewer.
Yeah, but I'd say we gotta take care of the sewer.
And Dana just mentioned that that system was put in there with the idea that they were going to come in, but I've never seen her and Dana was here when that was put in, so.
I don't know of an agreement. I've never saw. Now, that don't mean there is not one, but I've never saw one.
But we can do some research.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
would
we
have thought
can
when they were
research that,
coming to
see.
the county, there would have been a discussion of it at that time.
I did when I talked to them years ago. I tried to give it to them, and they didn't want it. You can see why.
I understand. Not like a problem still there.
Yeah.
It's gonna be there, you fix it.
Maybe.
And I imagine the only way you can fix it is to enlarge it. Is that correct?
I don't know if you can enlarge it where it's at.
Yeah, because of where it's close to the creek.
No, it's because the street.
Yeah. Your discharge, I mean, it goes into.
Yeah.
If you could, even go across the road to the other side, there's a lot more flows go through there. So you'd have to relocate and pump it somewhere else. We've talked about if you build a plant, we've even looked at, is it possible to pump it to exit 8? So that instead of going to exit down to North Carolina, you pump it to exit 8, and then you would process it through us. And then you at least wouldn't have to charge that extra fee as far as to do it, but.
All right, let's move on to Deer Ridge Extension, unless we got any more questions on exit 1.
Exit 1 plant update, I kind of give a little update as we spoke about that before. Deer Ridge line extension, I haven't had the opportunity to talk to Tracy yet, but that's one of those things that I really don't want to move forward with right now. With the line extension that's went down the existing Deer Ridge, it'll satisfy the customers that we have. That the ones that were interested in having a service, connecting into that would make it a loop for your water. It could possibly make it so you don't have to flush the line, but be honest with you, we don't really have the money or the need to time, money to move forward with it. So it's something we'll probably put off. Spring Willow, I believe, is finished now. And Pine Grove, I think we've got the equipment. I mean, we've got the materials, and we rented a trencher.
We've got everything done there, which is right now our key focus at Wildwood for the last probably will be next week.
If the weather holds out. If the weather holds out.
Other than that, the last item I have is the asset management plan. We've sent some information to them. We'll start putting more information as far as developing that asset management. It is moving forward.
Is there a timeline on that, Mike? It's got to be in or anything?
No, we're working. Well, we received the grant to do it, so we don't have actually any funds in it, just staff time. They'll go through all the plans that we have, review the pumps, those type of things. Then we'll get together with them and give them some additional information. Probably have to pull some invoices, see when we bought pumps, where they were going, and we'll have to do those. But it'll be the first step on putting together a long-term plan for, pump replacement. Try to, in the future someday, hope to get proactive and, we're reactive on a lot of things because there's just, it wasn't done in a long time ago. So if you don't, if you don't track it, then you have the pump go out. Or this will also give us an idea if the pump goes out once every 2 years, you'll know. And it'll give us maybe some preventative maintenance as we go along too. So.
Thank you, Mike. Next thing on our agenda tonight is new business. Any new business we need to talk about tonight?
I don't have any.
Mr. Chairman, I would like to ask Dan and Mike and Mr. Moore how Mr. Combs is. I know we've been pretty swamped, and every time I talk, the guys are running like crazy and working their tails off. Is there part-time? Is it working out good?
I'd like to have more of him.
Okay. All right. So we definitely need more help.
We could use more help and with not only with doing work orders and those type things. I think Tracy could use 3 or 4 more people if we had them in the field to do it as well.
Right.
So the only issue we have right now is with our existing budget as we went through it. This year we had it planned for the part-time employee. As the rates increase, there's a better opportunity to move forward. There is some concerns this year on some costs, some additional costs that we're having as far as where we're at. One of the things that we've been talking about is changing the format of some of your reports that you're getting in your packet. Instead of doing a trial balance, trying to put in another type of maybe a balance sheet along with your expense reports. It'll give you a better idea where we're at. You'll have right now, you can see your expenses and revenues based on your budget. But this also should give you an opportunity to see where you're at as you move along as far as expense and loss.
So it'd be basically a balance sheet with it.
Yeah. So hopefully within the next little period, you can see where we're at. It's been an expensive year. But to answer your question, yes, it'd be nice to have him as a full-time employee. It just depends on whether or not really need to look at where we're at.
He would really be good as far as he could really handle computer side as well.
Well, I'd like to make a motion of moving to full-time if you can. We've got 6 months, 6 months left in the budget. move him and you can see if you can get that figured out.
All right, we have a motion to move Mr. Combs to full-time employment. We have a second?
I'll second.
We have a second.
This employee gonna work for you?
Do what now?
Is this employee gonna work for the board?
No, work for PSA.
PSA don't have no money, does it?
I guess the question is the PSA, is the board gonna get into the position where they start firing employees?
I don't think we need to do that. No.
I mean, I would like to have them as a full-time employee, but I think that the department heads,
I've got a motion and a second.
I guess we need to maybe approach the department head, tell them the board would like to see him move to full-time.
You got to vote.
that's your decision.
Okay. All right, we start the voting. We have a motion, Mr. Jessup,
No.
Mr. Bryant,
No.
Mr. Collins,
No.
Mr. Dixon,
Yes.
Mr. Slate,
No.
and I vote no. Okay, motion has failed. All right, next business we got tonight is old business. We got any old business tonight?
No, sir.
Yeah, I have.
All right, go ahead, Mr. Jessup.
If Magnolia's closed, right? All right, how much water do they use?
They're staying under the minimum right now. She said they would be there till the end of December.
And then how much water do they use?
They're below their minimum, which their minimum is high. So their last, they paid us last time was like, altogether was $300 some.
Wrong answer. How much water do they use
I
when
can't
they
tell you, without
operate?
going down there looking, I don't want to tell you a story, but I'd run down there and look right fast. How
I
much they
can-
used last month.
Mike ought to be able to pull it up on his computer.
I can, in just a second.
Oh, you can get in there, can't you?
And you're talking, you're looking at what it was
When-
prior to,
Yeah,
close.
when they run 4 plants.
Can you pull up your,
it's,
admin?
I don't know if it's on this laptop. I don't think it's on this laptop.
I'll go down and pull it out. Justin's not here, is he?
I can get it on my computer.
Okay, because I'll have to go outside and go around.
Well, while he's doing that, if they're not using no water, why can't we allocate that water to 19? Will that work, Tracy?
It's got to.
Huh?
We have no choice, it's going there.
Okay.
It's done.
And we still gonna have to buy more water?
No, we won't have to buy no more, we're just gonna get close to our max.
Okay.
That's what we're allowed.
But if somebody comes back to Magnolia, then we can start buying water, right? So we shouldn't have to buy that water that we was talking about buying last meeting.
Only question I've got about that, Tracy, is there was some discussion earlier about the well that's offline that we've lost like 2 billion gallons of water from.
The ones that we're gonna have online are online.
Is that something you want to talk about, trying to get that well back it up and going?
I think we can buy it cheaper than we
Buy it cheaper when we fix that well.
my opinion. But we do have one that I'd like to get built correct, and we'll communicate with that. We had success with one in Canaan doing that.
That was my question earlier, and they told me the problem was more or less with the pump or something with that well. Then
How strong is that well in Cana since you fracked? Is it?
Real good.
Is it?
Yeah, it gained us probably 10,000 gallons,
Wow.
and that's just running a time clock, it's not really pushing. Pushing the issue, and I think it costs about 3,000 for the frac. Well worth it. But yeah, that should keep us under the cap.
I can't hear you from playing.
It should keep us under the cap that you're talking about.
Okay, so we don't have to buy water.
I think that's his concern, trying not to buy any more water we got to.
I felt like that's
Put a transformer on that and it'll quit doing that. That's all I got. But he'll be back with the answer.
We'll wait on Mike a minute.
How long are our dogs isn't gonna use no more more water than they've ever used, will they? Okay. You gonna fix that pump at, down there behind the firehouse? Is that the one that's bad, or what? I can't hear you.
That's the one we've had issues with, yes.
Is the well bad or the pump bad?
A pump, a motor, and we've got it, it's being rebuilt,
Okay,
currently being rebuilt.
okay. And how much does it put out roughly?
Roughly, see, and then, you know, I can't give you a max because we run them on time clocks.
Yeah.
You know, we might put it out 15,000 if it's doing good, you know, I bump it up to 20,000 gallons, and then we set the time clock for 6 hours, 10 hours, 12, you know. We try to do it as, before you get sediment, start getting, you know, when you do your flush and stuff.
Yeah.
Try to keep them in that window where they're running the best, but not running them against themselves.
Okay.
We'll give Mike just another minute and then we'll move on. Mr. Jessup will get with Mike and get him to get us figures on Magnolia's water usage allocation. But I think the main concern you're stressing is we don't need to try to buy water if we can help it. So, all right. Well, if it's okay with everybody, we'll just go ahead and move on to the next thing on our agenda, the authority members' time. I'd like to start with Mr. Slate.
I'd just like to wish the PSA staff and my fellow board members and our customers a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, and I hope you'll enjoy this special time with your family.
Thank you. All right, Mr. Bryant.
Yeah, just ditto everything that Mr. Slate said, and just thank the employees and staff for everything they do.
Thank you. All right, Mr. Collins.
Yep, Mike's not here to hear, but I would like for us to put together, and Tracy, you can relate this to Mike, a plan for how we move forward at Exit 1. I mean, it sounds like, if I'm hearing correctly, we're nearing capacity. So we've got to have a plan for moving forward. We can't just skate by.
80% capacity right now, and then days like Thanksgiving, we're at 100%.
Yeah. I mean, I'd like to see a plan for what we're going to have to do to make it work. Because, I mean, logic says traffic and flow is just going to pick up.
Yeah, it's not gonna stop.
It's not gonna get smaller, is it?
So, I mean, I'd love to see a plan put together for what we're going to have to do to move forward before we get there.
And I think that's a good idea to do with the Mount Rogers funding this year. Capital improvement plan. It's like-
Michael, we went ahead and moved a little bit forward, but if you come up with something, you can go ahead and.
Okay, the only item, I was just gonna give you a little bit of, it's 3.4 million they were using in, in February of '23. They used, 3.4 million gallons for the month, and last month they used 4,000.
Okay.
So, but it's gradually decreased over time. They had a big drop off in, 10 of '23. And then another really big drop off in 10 of '24.
That's when they started shutting plants down.
So when they were still running their last one plant, they were using about 600,000 a month.
Okay.
So
So we got enough water to take care of 19 without buying water.
well, we're buying water, but
No additional.
to keep us under capacity, we're fine right now.
Okay.
But we need to start looking for other. It won't take long for 19 to use that. If the greenhouse was to need water like they have been to try to fill their pond and those type things, we wouldn't be able. We've got about 400,000 gallons per day worth of capacity.
And our water tanks for what?
Steam and inside there, once they fill that tank, it's not gonna be like a revolving door, and it's like knows it goes under, they got a lot of gutter and stuff built on the building, they're gonna retain water throughout the summer from rainwater.
Yeah.
For their pond, it's gonna hold, they got a 80-gallon water tank.
All right,
That's all I have,
All right.
Mr. Chair.
thank you. Mr. Collins, would you like to make sure to ask Mike about that?
Yeah, Mike, we were just talking about having a plan going forward with Exit 1. I mean, we need a plan that what we're going to do in the future. It sounds like we're close to capacity. I mean, we need to have a plan before we get there.
Okay.
And I know it's going to cost money, but we're going to have something to look at before we get there.
And I told him why you sit down and do it together, and then possibly consider Mount Rogers money
Next year
move forward toward that.
to try to, you mean to get the plant in compliance? Yeah.
All right, thank you, Mr. Collins. Mr. Dixon?
I just want to thank everyone and wish everyone a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, and I appreciate what everyone does. That's all I have.
All right, Mr. Jessup?
Just thank everyone for what you're doing, office staff and the workers, and everybody have a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
All right, thank you, Mr. Jessup. Basically, I just want to reiterate, thank you for everything that you guys are doing on PSA. I know this cold weather really wreaks havoc on our pipes and stuff that's under the ground, and I just want you guys to know at the PSA, I do appreciate what you guys do. There's a whole lot of hard-working late nights out in this cold weather and the snow and ice that you guys are keeping the water flowing to our county, and I want to say thank you. Other than that, that's all I got. I hope everybody has a happy holiday and a Merry Christmas.
I got one more thing. What do
All
we
right.
do for the employees for Christmas?
We had the breakfast this morning. Normally we do a breakfast a couple times a year, 2 or 3 times a year.
All right, I'll
And then
entertain.
they also get the same thing the county does as far as, I think it's $100 for full-time employees.
Okay.
All right, I'll open the floor for entertainment for adjournment.
So move.
Second.
We have a motion for adjournment and a second. I'd like to start the voting with Mr. Slate,
Yes.
Mr. Jessup,
Yes.
Mr. Bryant,
Yes.
Mr. Collins,
Yes.
Mr. Dixon,
Yes.
and I vote yes.